All right, feels beautiful to be with you all.
Yeah, it's good to join. Good to overcome the fear of joining. It can be strong in the deceived mind, in the separated mind. Fear of joining can be very strong. A lot of things are done to avoid joining. But here we are, all brave. And it's all about feeling this joining with the Holy Spirit. So that's where we start going to a meditation. Like the Holy Spirit.
Yes, so you can just let yourself settle in and close your eyes. Just letting yourself remember that you're safe. In this present moment, just feeling there's an ever-present flow connecting us to spirit. If at times it doesn't feel as easy for you to feel this connection, this linkage, wash away any fear. Open up that channel to your truth, to the love that is your reality. And just like if you were cleaning something yourself, if there's something kind of hard to get clear, it's just Holy Spirit can just spend a little bit extra time there. With this very gentle but very helpful cleaning. We can feel thankful for all this helpfulness. This loving attention is being given, helping us feel deeply connected. Just like when you're cleaning, you might go back and see, oh, there's still a spot there. I'm going to gently let spirit clean there too.
What we are cleaning is everything that is not clear, pure. Clearing away the beliefs in death. that takes so many forms. We're looking in the psyche, in the mind. Letting no corner be left. And then we find the serene and clear state of mind. Once all the stones are turned. All the fears are faced. We find peace. Return from the meditation. When you're ready, there is no rush. Yeah, we know from the Course that there is no death. There really is no death. And the way he defines death in the Course is doubt. It's weariness, bitterness, or anger, anything that is like separation. That's what death is. I'd say including dead bodies, but it's not really about the body's death. That's just form. He even says there is no life in the body. There is no life in form. So that's why we want to look at the belief in death that gets projected onto form. And we want to look and dispel the death wish. It's the death wish that manifests. Whatever difficulties are perceived. But imagine all solution is in the mind. All solution is in the psyche. You can go within and take one moment and face the whole fear of death. And transform your experience of who you are and what the world is for. And Jesus invites us to practice the holy instant. And so we can safely take Spirit's hand and face death thoughts to approach the holy instant. I've had a few experiences of the power of the mind. One time I was walking on a street in Mexico and suddenly I just saw, when I looked, I saw how limited the mind seemed to be. It was as if they were like little ants walking in circles. doing the same thing every day. And I thought the only thing that is stopping them, that is stopping the mind, is the belief in limitation. The world looked so different in that moment. So unreal. It's also fears to the Holy Spirit. And to expose the stories, actually to release the stories about situations. They have nothing to do with life or with love. You want to share about our cleaning?
We're using the cleaning analogy because we have been literally cleaning our new center. We're moving to in a week. Yeah, it feels like wow. And it is dirty. We have to clean in all the corners, and there are many corners. It's quite big. Cobwebs, dirt, yeah, anything you can imagine. Today on the way back home to where we still live, Anna said, I finally got the freezer open. So the freezer had been stuck with ice. It had been just closed for too long, so we couldn't open it. We're going to find a big pool of water when we come back next time. It's melting. Feels good. Ice is melting.
And it feels so natural with this place. It does feel like it's already happened. It is very familiar, very right, beautiful, clear, but not special or it's not even an aha or wow. It's just right. Just natural. So we're enjoying it.
Even the two cats that come with property feel like, oh yeah, we've known these cats forever. So
Yeah. And one is called Tapsi, or Kusse in Swedish, and it gets less and less Tapsi as we join. He relaxes and enjoys the connection. So we'll have room for all of you. Come be with us. Do we have anything tonight that someone want to dive into?
Oh, yeah, I've been going through a lot lately. A lot of fear rising up. It's been for the last the last 3 weeks, and it seemed to start with the trigger of I went to a Course in Miracles retreat that Lisa over here was leading, which was beautiful. And so I don't know if it's ironic that after a great time there, this anxiety was spiked, and which actually turned into terror. And it started when a friend said to me, hey, you should do this counseling thing. You should check into it again, because I had dropped it many years ago. It didn't seem to be working, and I let it go. And so when I started to look into that, it became not so easy. That was not going to be an easy thing to get back into. And so I think I had brought up all this, sort of put it on my mind that I couldn't be an electrician anymore. I just couldn't do it. I just can't do it. And so this is my only way. And then the only way was not going to work either, which left me with no way. And so what's happened is I've just had my adrenaline has just been through the roof, and anxiety. I keep saying anxiety, but it's actually not anxiety. It's terror of survival. It feels like it's getting a little bit better, but last night to sleep, I had to take sleeping pills to sleep. Otherwise, I just would have laid there all night. And then laying there all night brings up more fear, because there's judgments about, it's a scary thought to me if I'm not sleeping night after night. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my mind. And so there's this part of me that wants to jump in and get going. I have these other two situations. So either they're calling me at the monastery, some of the people are calling me at the monastery, come back, come on to the monastery, why isn't it here? And I owe all this money and I'm not working. So then there's a pull in that direction. Well, just, get working and do this job for a year and a half or whatever, pay back those funds. And so I really feel just split and really have no idea where to turn and which way to go. And I get different reflections. Julie here says, just stay in it, stay here. You don't have to do anything, stay with it. And then I get another reflection that says, you can work, just go get a job. You're going to pay it off, no problem. And then other reflections say, come to the monastery, that's where you should be.
And I'm saying you're facing the belief in death.
In death.
It's that belief in death, the belief in the survival of the body can be so strong that you have to provide for that body to survive. And your description sounded so similar to my experience in 2006 when I received the calling to go to America. And I just said to God, I can't do it. It just doesn't work this way. I can't do it, and that's when I gave up the idea of going. And I just sat and I felt completely blank and scared. But that's when I had the visit of the two angel beings, or the two light beings. They came and encouraged me to go for it, to go for what I was guided to do. And nothing could stop me. I just needed to realize that was it, that I could do it without, because the concerns I had, or the limiting thoughts, they were gone after that
visit from them, and when you share about this, I'm hearing something similar, because it's effortless when you do something with the Holy Spirit. So if you have some counseling training, maybe you just put a word out and say, I'm available. Can have some counseling sessions, I don't want to be another one to give you advice, but I think it is a block in the mind. This is a golden opportunity to look at fear, to allow this fear to be seen. You're doing it. And you're going to be shown. I think you're trying to figure out what to do.
Yes.
Yes,
I really think I need to make a decision.
Just observe.
Oh.
And maybe you already know. If you forget what people say, what people say is not to determine the direction. It's what Spirit says. And yeah, you know, and you're going to find out what you know. Anne just went to Puerto Rico upon guidance, and I just had a short call with her before this call, and she is just facing her fears. The computer is crashing, and there are mosquitoes, which is kind of her worst enemy. But she said, but it's all there for a reason. It's all there for me to face it, for forgiveness. That's, you're never left or lost. But, a time in 2006 when I just sat staring at the wall, and I said to God, the only thing I want to do, the only thing I feel so strong in my heart that I'm meant to do, I can't do. I said that. I said, I can't. The only thing I'm meant to do, I can't do. And there was a dilemma, there was a huge dilemma to sit in that. And I sat in that, and I sat in that, and I sat in that. And then there was the presence, there was just, and that's what I love to share now, because, yeah, I mean, it's unspeakable. And then the light beings were there, and they were just communing and telling me everything. They told me everything. And then they said, we're grateful that you're going to go on this journey, that you're going to do this. And I said, okay, I will. I don't know how, but I will. So, you're not here to follow the world's rules. So if that feels like some kind of complicated thing, do this counseling, maybe Spirit has a whole other way. For you to get into that. I mean, this is what you're facing, the fear of not being sustained, not having what you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thank you for facing that. And remember David's story that he shares often when he felt his calling, and he said to God, "But I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, money doesn't grow on trees." Because it doesn't seem logical to follow spirit. It seems irrational, maybe even. But it is the most rational and it is the most sane choice you can do in any given instant. You just say, "Yes, Holy Spirit, be with me. I want to be with you. Guide me. Show me my next step. It's going to be shown." Maybe you read, "I need do nothing." Be helpful. The doer in us is very nervous. The doer wants to do, fix it, let's fix this.
Yep.
But infinite patience. Infinite patience. Infinite trust too. Yeah, I love you, Richard. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Jenny. Love you too. Love you guys.
That's love.
Mm. I'm thinking of your motorhome, Richard. That would simplify living.
The van.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's often the way, is to simplify. Because having your own apartment, having anything your own, that's, I think spirit is guiding us out of those things, because that's very person based, future based, to be able to maintain it, keep it for the body, Yeah, I think as we expand, we can let go a lot of possessions and places and be more free to go where we're guided and share stuff, share living space. Allow it to come in. I'm so loved.
Hello.
Hello.
I had an experience. My son said to me, "Mom, I want to go back inside to you." and I dreamed about that. And in that dream, when I came back, when I got up and I was trying to remember that dream and make sense, like I thought, so now, because in my dream he went back and then I was feeding him, I'm breastfeeding him again, and I thought I will be able to breastfeed him now, like the way he wanted. And I tried to make sense in this, and it doesn't make any sense. And then I had that experience, like, we think that all of this makes sense. Because when we are dreaming, everything made sense there. It was making sense. And when you try to think about it, it's like you can't even explain anything, because it was that person that was in that place that wasn't that place, and it is all crazy. And I think it's all the same here.
That's it.
Yeah.
We think that makes sense, but doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And we
When you
try
really
to
see-
make sense and understand. I'm a bit hungry
Yeah, 'cause
about
once you-
like what I'm doing here. What is this document thing we need to do? Why is so complicated? So it's like I don't want to look at this anymore. I don't want to live like that anymore. But I don't know what to do, and I'm
Here is, yeah, so there's a purpose
I
for
didn't
these steps.
I didn't hear. Can you repeat, please? The connection was.
Yeah, our internet's, yeah. But there's a purpose behind the steps we're taking. So to get, to get your passport, you can stay here. That's a beautiful purpose, and there are world to take. So I think if you keep the purpose in mind, then even those steps in the world, they can be joyful. They don't have to feel heavy or sad or hard. They can just be a means to fulfilling the purpose that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, just to keep
maybe I am like angry, or like that I believe that I need to do this. I need to make sense in all of this. And now that I realize that I am allowed to live my purpose.
I'm just going to translate. You mean you're allowed to live your purpose?
Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I shared about the only thing that I was guided to do, I couldn't do, but I did it. I did it, and you're doing it, and you are just gathering the means. So to keep your goal constantly in your heart and keep following the prompts and the guidance, it's going to be swift. I think it's going to be, you're going to just keep it in your heart. And it is so cool when because it seems so much on the journey that we are moving in space, that we seem to be moving in time and space, but all this is, we are moving through ideas in consciousness. That's all it ever was about,
Yeah.
And that's why Jesus said, you travel but in dreams while safe at home. You travel in dreams while you're safe at home. So your dream experiences, that's how it is. A dream doesn't make sense. Awakening makes sense. You don't have to figure out the dream.
Yeah.
So that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you so much. Just have to keep trusting. It's beautiful. And you guys are beautiful reflections of trust. You, Graciela, Lori, In England, trusting, seemingly waiting, being patient. Patricia, trusting, seemingly waiting. It's just every moment is an opportunity to face something, to release something. Never really waiting. We're never really waiting. There is always a healing around the corner that is waiting for us. You know? So we can be patient and we can allow, open our hearts. Mm.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
You're so cute. I want to talk about death also, because today's it's one of our lessons. It's so difficult to understand that this body that seems so real, it's not real. And this week, and don't ask me where is it, like this past week I read in the course that I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but I really want to talk about this. That, you know, when we, and because I'm, you know, I wanted to kill myself so many times that I'm a pro of wanting to commit suicide, you know, like that. You think that what we know of death, you know, our body dying, laying over the body, that this is the way out, the way that we're going to be relieved, that we're gonna meet with spirit, that you know, finally, you know, when we say rest in peace, you know, somebody passed away and we say rest in peace. Well, we are so wrong. Mm-hmm. The rest in peace, we have to awaken in this seemingly body and to be in peace. Mm-hmm. I don't know it. When I've read the writing in the course, it makes so much sense that the body is nothing, but it's so complicated because I so want healing for this crazy freaking world that I don't want to be in, the ego world that I think that I'm in. And
I think I found the passage you have read. Is it this one? When your body and your ego and your dreams are gone, you will know that you will last forever. Perhaps you think this is accomplished through death, but nothing is accomplished through death because death is nothing.
Yeah. See, you get it? Like, but you know, right now it's funny because everybody is like you just said that we are waiting. Because the accounting firm, and she's not calling me back, not even calling. I just need a little text saying, yes, I call. I don't know why it's bothering me so much. And she's not responding, and it brings so much fear. I'm like, okay, did she quit? Is she on vacation? She doesn't give a shit about my case again. You know, like all this huge fear coming up. And I know this is not real. I know this is a part of my imagined guilt and fear. It's me making this up. But it's so difficult to stay calm.
Yeah. The infinite patience again.
Infinite patience. You know, the ego is always blah, 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 blah. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, yes, let me die, but no, I know that this is not the solution.
Yeah. I mean, he says something amazing in this section.
Yes.
It's actually to give all to all. And he says, after what I read, says everything is accomplished through life.
Yes.
Nothing is accomplished through death. Everything is accomplished through life. And life is of the mind and in the mind and not of the body. The body never lives nor dies. It cannot contain you who are life. You know, so all these fears that are projected onto being a body and a person, they are actually meaningless, but they are the way out to face them. You keep facing them. So when you face that ego voice, you know.
It's bigger than this, actually. Like,
like a crocodile.
yes, it's more like a crocodile, you know, when you're the crocodile is yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, saying that
Interesting. He says too in this same paragraph, death is an attempt to resolve conflict by not deciding at all. Like any other impossible solution the ego attempts, it will not work. So death is an attempt to resolve conflict by not deciding at all. And death, you know, when you think of it the way Jesus describes it, it's more like depression or doubt. So taking to depression or doubt is a way of trying to resolve conflict by not deciding for life, by not deciding for right-mindedness.
yes.
That's, you know, it's not really about deciding things in form. It's about deciding for right-mindedness. And sometimes when there is a lot of fear, we can just say we're willing. We want to, you know, we can say, Holy Spirit, decide for God, for me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One question I have, anytime that I'm meeting somebody, let's say let's say we're at the grocery and it's you know, I'm paying something. The first thing that I do is I really try to concentrate and say, you are a child of God. You are one with me. We are eternal. You are loved. The only thing that you can do is to bless me. But my challenge is like, now they speak, you know, they ask me a question and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're this, you know, like I lose it. Like I lose the connection. When you don't speak, I'm okay with that, you know, like I can. But when you start having an interaction with me, it's like, oh my goodness, like, oh, this is difficult. Like, this is not the child of God anymore. It's a human being. So do you have some kind of trick that you, at the beginning, that you guys do that to remember that you really, this is, it's just a costume, you know, Patricia just put this costume on and I made up this face and.
Yeah. Well, I was saying, I think yesterday to a group, I said, you know, because someone was talking about somebody who talked too much. They feel like they talk and talk and talk and they get tired of listening. And I said, I don't really listen to people. They said, what? Who do you listen to? I said, to the Holy Spirit. You know, I listen to the Holy Spirit. So when you're in the grocery line, someone start talking, just enjoy listening to the Holy Spirit, you know, and keep loving them. You don't have to follow what they say. And if Spirit wants you to say something, you will know what to say. I think it's beautiful to practice in the grocery store. When you say this, I remember my early days with David in Cincinnati, and we went grocery shopping a lot. Like we went, you know, a few times a week maybe. And David was always so loving in the checkout line to the person who worked there. And I was just fascinated, how loving he was to them. And he said to me, this is not about shopping. No, this isn't about the shopping. This is about having the holy encounters. So I started practicing that. But then I went through a phase of being very inward, and I didn't say anything to them. And during that phase, David didn't say anything to them either. So it was such a beautiful support there with him. He was just, whatever is helpful for the mind to learn how to truly give, how to truly have holy encounters. It's not about the form. It's not about being nice, trying hard.
Yeah, but I know it's not about this, but like, goodness, how can I put it? It's we have to live in this fake world.
Yeah, it seems we have to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get what you're saying.
But this is your classroom. I mean, this is where you can practice. So it's beautiful that you practice in the store. If you, practice having a holy encounter, or loving the person.
Thank you.
You don't have to know what to say to them. I don't know what to say, ever really. I just listen. Just keep listening. And then if Spirit wants me to say something, I do.
Well, thank you, Patricia.
You're welcome. And bless you and love you.
Love you.
So who else has something they'd like to share?
Yeah, I think this just came up with sharing, and it had been on my mind, the whole group here, and it is this. So I'm really grateful that it's up about this seemingly persons there to disturb everything, and I just this for the last couple of days, and it was up today too. This feeling this kind of it feels like a deep desire to let the love flow. That's a song, but and it just came up like that thought actually, and then I was just looking at all these. How difficult it seems to be when there's seemingly bodies, and it just it just seems to make everything so difficult for me, and there's a lot of judgments, I think, or fear of judgments, a lot of shame, definitely. And I realized sometimes, you had this up about encounters, and I've had that both with Peter, but also I remember with Mogens, my partner before Peter, when, going out of a shop. I think we actually experienced today, Peter saying something really kind of beautiful to her. And I feel this huge shame come up. And it's something, and I don't know, somehow it's mixed in me with people pleasing and, just somehow mixed up in one big confusion sometimes. But in there, I can it's beginning to really feel so strong, this deep desire
to let the love flow.
Yeah.
And the more it comes up, the more obstacles seems to just pop up. Yeah.
Yeah, remember that you people the world with your beliefs, with your thoughts. You people the world with your beliefs. So you don't really see an object for your love. You see a projection when you see another person. So yeah, so it's about facing that shame, allowing that shame to come up, whenever it comes. And then release it to spirit, and then you will naturally just extend. You will just feel happy and loving. But in the beginning, it can be really, like a strong practice to be so willing to see with the right mind.
Yeah. And it is even getting the reflections, like many times when you say you love me, or even today, Peter met a lot of hatred up, and part of it actually is easier for me to handle the hatred than when he says he loves me. It's like it hits something there, and it's just it's like a response that comes, automatically. This kind of plate it hits and just rejects back. It's like, difficult to take in.
Yeah, but you will.
Yeah. I'm just getting more and more in touch when I journal, and when things come up, I can just really feel this desire. Yeah, and to let it flow, because it's in both directions, and as you say, it's about me, both of it. It's about myself.
Yeah, allow all the healing, even what comes up when Peter says, I love you. Or when we say it, it's to allow the healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think even to allow, because I can see this in my mouth, I have to say it back, there's this idea that if someone says that to me, I have to say it back. And that's probably what the shame is, to not do that way. And just
No, it's all about the thoughts. It's not about saying the right thing. Yeah.
Feels good to just speak it out.
Allow yourself to be loved and share the love freely. Yeah, Jesus is so simple about it. He says, if you feel fearful, go into your mind and say, know first that this is fear, and then fear is a decision not to love. See, there was a decision not to love, and then decide otherwise. He says, make the other choice, make the other decision. I want to love. It can be just one thought away. Release the fear, because the fear can be like a habit too, like a go-to, a habit, not a good habit. There is no good habit. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sitting with like a question that I want to kind of clarify. I feel nervous for some reason. Yeah, I think for these past several months, when Jonathan and I were together, we were very like devoted and praying and meditating and studying. And since we broke up, I'm still praying and studying, but like something's really changed for me where I'm wanting to like connect with people more. So I'm dancing more, taking classes, like being with people more. And recently I took one of my clients to an art exhibit and I got some art for the house. But here's my question. I'm like, I think there's this question of, am I distracting, or is it just that I'm breaking out of the ritual? And buying art for the house, I felt so joyful to buy art for our community. And so it feels joyful, but I'm also like, so much of the course is about non-possession. And here I am like buying things. And like, you know, I've been praying and so devoted, and I'm afraid, like, am I like going off my path or something? Like, I don't know. The truth is, I'm feeling like very joyful a lot. Like I grieve, I miss, then I cry, and then I like burst and feel playful and silly. And so it's like I do feel a lightness, but I'm like skipping my lessons sometimes, and I'm not calling on Jesus as much. So I think that's where I'm like questioning, am I just breaking out of the ritual, or am I like going off and distracting? So yeah.
I think sometimes we want, we think of it in like some kind of big picture. So either you do this, what you're describing now, or you become like a monk. And then you think, which, but I'm happy with doing this, but I should probably be more like a monk, But I think, Jesus needs a happy learner, So even your happiness is like an inroads to go deeper. You probably have deeper insights, deeper prayers, because your mind is happy, And of course, it's like Buddha said, take the middle way. Don't take the way of extravagance, What is it called when you just allow everything? Or the other side of it, which is called asceticism. Neither of them works, because you will experience sacrifice on one side. On the other side, you will get lost in the pleasures or the fun or the, stuff. So I think prayerful life is the way, but what does that look like? Maybe it looks like taking some dance sessions now, or, doing these things. I think it's always about listening and following. So it seems like this is your way of getting over your breakup. And have been talking a few times about you like getting married to the world, or, and it sounds like you're doing that. You're connecting. You're following your heart.
Yeah, I have a lot of moments with people of like a lot of joy and playfulness. And yeah, so it feels beautiful. Yeah, and in the end of July, there's a dance event, a 5-day, it's like dance, but there's some mix with like sexuality mixed in. And I felt inspired to go, but it's the same thing where I'm like, if I'm exploring sexuality, is that a distraction from my spiritual path? But truly, like, this event like kind of feels joyful and I think it could be really healing, but yeah, I'm back to that question. Like, is it just a distraction from God?
You will see, you will know.
How will I know? Because I don't know if I should sign up. I think
Mm.
I'm sitting with, should I sign up? Or because I'm just like doing so many new things that I'm like, what's happening? What? That I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
I guess I'm looking for some like
Well,
guidance.
I guess the way it looked for me was, I was in TM, Transcendental Meditation, and then the course came into my life. And I was still in TM, but it kind of dropped away more and more and more. And then it dropped away completely. Also I had horses when I started on the spiritual path, but they dropped away from one day to the next. I didn't understand how to ride a horse anymore from one day to the next, and had to sell them. I have also in the past been guided to do a yoga course, but it's felt like little helpful things that were there for a very short time, and then the course came back. So I don't think it's a matter of right or wrong, but I think it is helpful to feel what you feel inspired to, and then I don't think it is about sacrifice or being rigid or controlling.
I think it just looks very different from how my life looked several months ago. And so, yeah, I'm just like, is this okay?
Yeah. I mean, the way you describe it, it sounds pretty joyful, pretty light. So just keep checking in with your guidance, just keep praying and asking for support from Holy Spirit, because Holy Spirit can use everything in the world for our awakening. So
Yeah, what's God's will for me? What's the highest way for me? What is the fastest way to awakening? And then don't judge what comes. Because I do think we can save time. And I hear that's in your question. How do I save time? Am I distracting, or is this helpful? And I think you may need to just learn to ask the Holy Spirit those questions every day. It's not so much about, because I think we're trained from Christianity, the narrow road. We should take this narrow road that leads to heaven, But we think that looks like sacrificing everything. That's how we were trained from our ancestors, But maybe that's not the Spirit's way, and this is where you need to find out. And keep that prayer. I want to save time. I want to follow what's the highest good for me. I want to take my steps of awakening. That's all you need to pray.
So it's just praying to Spirit, like, I want to do this. It's kind of like a tantra and dance kind of thing. Like, I think I'm guided to do this. Can you show me if, like, is that true? Yeah, like some way of being like, I think I'm getting the guidance to go. Can you show me if that's true?
Yeah. I mean, I used to give over. If something has come to me, I used to give it back to Spirit. And I used to, in the past, I did it 6 times. And if it kept coming back to my mind, after the 6th time, I thought, okay, this is guidance, it doesn't go away. Yeah.
What do you mean when you say you gave it to Spirit? You mean you put it in Spirit's hands and you said, I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or when I practice, so listening to guidance is a practice. It's like a muscle you train, you will learn it. we learn to hear the guidance. And if I heard something, I said, no, I don't know, and I did it 6 times. And then I followed it. If it came back 6 times, now I don't. Now I only need 1 time.
Why do you only need 1 now?
Because I've learned what is the Holy Spirit's voice.
I think that's the root of my question, where I'm like, I think I'm not sure if I'm totally hearing right. Like I need help. I don't totally trust my hearing yet.
Yeah. And I'd say there's no rush to sign up, Let it be, let yourself be, and then, if it's guided, you're going to see yourself doing that.
Yeah, do you ever go into prayer and just say, like, in meditation, show me if I should go or not?
Yeah,
like
all the time.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then I just have to let go. Everything's changing, and I want to surrender.
Yeah, Spirit is very clear. If the Holy Spirit knows this is not helpful for you, the Holy Spirit will let you know. So you need just to be open to, and you will know.
Okay.
You're gonna feel the answer. You're gonna know.
Okay, I'm going to pray with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Do we have any last share?
Yeah, my heart's pounding. I don't want to share, so I'm going to share. So I've got coming tomorrow, which I'm really glad that she is. It's an answer to a prayer. Since I don't seem to be in a position to come to Spain right now, she's coming to me, which is really going to be great. What comes up for me, of course, is this feeling of responsibility. And then I just go into this kind of panic about getting things right and making sure she's comfortable and getting food in and having things prepared and just, having things all set and ready to go for when she gets here. And then this, this fear that I'm just not going to get it right, that I'm not going to meet expectations, that I'm going to fail somehow. So I just want to put that out there. I just feel myself feeling so frightened right now. But I just knew I needed to say that, and I needed to get it out and get rid of it. Because like Patricia was saying earlier about something about, kind of being tired of this world. I just get so tired of dealing with things of the world, things that I just don't want to be responsible for. And then there's this desire to kind of hide from dealing with stuff and pushing it away. And so, I'm just acknowledging it, I'm seeing it, and I'm just saying bye. So.
Yeah, it's fun to deal with things with the Holy Spirit. Then it's fun.
I'm not feeling so fun right now.
I hear that. So maybe you just ask how it is in community,
Yeah.
Because I think this host host belief that you have to act a certain way or have everything ready and it's gonna, provide. I think you can, in a way, you can just put that on the altar.
Yeah.
Put the host on the altar and just be open, to how it's gonna look and join. I think it's gonna be through the joining, through the sharing, that it will come clear.
Yeah, I'm just trying to let myself go with the flow. But I still have these moments that come up for me where I realize I'm trying to control the situation, make sure I'm ready, So, yeah.
You see it as a meeting with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I feel better just for saying it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're glad you shared.
Have a good time. Was there any other last share? Yeah, I thought of you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to because I'm new. It feels weird. I don't like being in the spotlight, but yeah, I've just been struggling with being, I don't know, disenchanted, I guess, with a lot of the relationships that have meant a lot to me. They don't fill me up anymore, and it scares me. And I'm just afraid of, I know I have to let go of relationships in my mind, the attachments to relationships, and see the attachments. But in letting go of them, it's frightening because then I think I'm going to be all alone. And so like if I take everything away, it scares me to think, well, what's left? Do I even exist?
But it seems like the Holy Spirit is sending you new friends.
I had that thought actually when I was on here. Just, the people that you love, that you see that those relationships, I mean, you still love them, but they just feel empty.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have already let them go, You've actually already let them go. And you can read about this in the development for trust, development of trust.
Yeah.
You've already let go, but you haven't fully realized it.
Yeah, I can recognize that. It's like kind of not wanting to see that I've done that already, but I'm seeing that I've done that. And I don't know.
Yeah, and you're sorting the valuable from the valueless. You're realizing what is real, what is unreal.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
these special relationships from the past are unreal. So there is no real loss, and you can trust this. You are on the way to something greater. You're in transition.
Yeah, feels like a frightening spot to be in, though. Yeah. And for some reason, it makes me angry. I don't understand the anger, but I went out for breakfast with two longtime dear friends, and I left feeling really angry just because it wasn't satisfying at all. It felt so empty. And what the hell was that for?
Yeah, so that's a sign. It's a sign that you need to follow your guidance and not compromise.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for letting me express that.
Yeah, I had to walk out of meetings like that in the past.
when
I felt
came
like walking out today, actually. I really did.
you can just say, okay, guys, I'm going home. That's what
Yeah.
you're doing. You literally on
Yeah.
your way home. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm really glad you found us and that you're here. And and I believe you're in Canada, so maybe we can meet.
Yes.
We come up there.
Yeah, I'm in Canada, and I would, I know there's a retreat in Vancouver, but unfortunately, I would have loved to have gone. But I have made a commitment. I'm taking care of a dog for my son who's going to be away. So I can't leave. Yeah.
That can be rearranged. Or maybe you can bring the dog.
Bring the dog on an airplane. Yeah. Too complicated. Yeah. I
Well,
don't know.
truly, I want to invite you to see if you can rearrange that. Maybe as a friend or someone else that can take care of the dog, because I think it will be a very valuable weekend we will have. So I would like to invite you to consider, because these are the the decisions between the special relationship and your calling. Your calling does take
Yes.
higher priority.
Yes. Well, thank you for saying that, because it gives me permission to look further into it and ask for guidance on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Good to meet you. Okay.
It's a very rich session tonight.
Yeah. It's been beautiful to join with all of you.
Yeah. So much love for everyone.
Take care.